Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, cottagers. Welcome in. We are back to Harvest Moon SNES, our final spring. Welcome in, Kyo. Welcome, Kat. Also, Kat, don't let Kyo fool you. She's PST, so it's like... What time is it? Like... 10? 10 a.m.? Something like that? Still pretty early for a weekend, I guess. Let's see. So, gotta make sure. I was like, wait, which save file? Clearly the one that says Raz is the correct save file. So I think we have one more secret that we didn't get. Nina told us that she's pregnant, so that was very exciting. I don't think she's going to have the baby before the game ends, but we were just excited that she was pregnant. Okay, let's do our cow things, I guess, first. Thought it was like 3 a.m. or so. No. No, it's not actually an unreasonable time for Kyo. It's just that she hasn't been able to make any of the morning streams because they are kind of an unreasonable time for her, like 4 a.m. or whatever. So she's been missing out. Also, let me know if the mixing is weird. I always forget what the level is supposed to be on this game. So if it's blaring, or if you can't hear any of the sound effects, you let me know, and I will change it. Wait, are these done? Oh, they are. Dang. Okay, wait. Where's my horse? Where's Calf? Calf, come here. There we go. Hello, friend. Come here. Though, I swear, Calf, like, jukes me, like, half the time. Oh, that was so close. I, like, threw that potato into the saddlebag. I swear. I'm deeply cursed at loading produce that we have gotten into shipping containers. It's just the way. Calf! Stop juking me! Calf is like, I don't want to carry all these potatoes. Please just leave. Please just go. I also saw that awesome bunch of berries you harvested on Discord. How'd you get your plants to produce so much? So the secret is, the wine berries are invasive. So they'll just go, whether I want them to go or not. They're incredibly hardy, and I have lots of them, like hundreds of plants. They cover basically the entire edge of my property. I live on over like 2.5 acres. Basically the entire edge of my property is woods, and the edge of the woods is all wine berries. Which, kind of a bummer considering they are not great for like the natural, you know, the indigenous species that should be there, the native species. So we're trying to slowly phase them out, but I feel bad doing it too hard. Miko, hello, welcome in, happy Sunday. Hope you are well. We were just talking about the wine berries that I harvested. Kat was like, how did you get so many? And I was like, well, they're actually taking over my yard. Taking over like half my property. They're also very spiky. They have like lots of little hairs on them, but they also have like big thorns. So it's a little rough. Bit of a struggle. My mom wants to know your secret for her strawberry plants. So I do, sadly, I'm not really prolific at strawberries. I do have strawberries, but I haven't quite figured out the way to get them to survive without the animals eating all of them. So And strawberries are a bit different than the other berry plants. Like our blueberry plant is very old as well. Our blueberry bush came with the house. It's been here for a very long time. So it's kind of just producing on its own because that's what they do. So I wish I had like better tips. But my tip is like, well, it just does its own thing. Weeveeb? Anywho, let me know what you want me to call you, but thank you for the follow. Welcome to the cottage. Welcome in. Honestly thought they were raspberries. Yeah, so the wineberries look exactly like raspberries. The plant you would notice is weird. Like if you saw the actual plant, you'd be like, that is a weird looking raspberry cane. Because it's very fuzzy. Like very fuzzy. But they look just like raspberries. They are a little bit different when you go to harvest them. They actually, so they live in these little, you know how tomatillos live in like a little protective casing around the tomatillo, except it's like papery on tomatillos. On wineberries, it's like fuzzy. It's like a fuzzy, I don't know, shell. And then they bloom open, the fuzzy shell pops off and opens up, and then the wineberry is there, and then you like wait for it to ripen. They turn like, they're very orange when they're unripe, and they're very red when they're ripe, as long as they've gotten like enough sun, basically. And the one thing is when you pick wineberries, they have like a sticky coating on them, so you want to only pick with one hand. You want to keep like a clean hand and then a sticky hand, because it gets all over you, and then it's not like that bad, it's just like vaguely uncomfortable. So they're kind of a pain. I watched a foraging vid on wineberries the other day. If they weren't invasive, they'd be incredible. Like I'm sure in like Japan, where they're like endemic, where they're native to, they're amazing. They're kind of, I will say they have a little bit less, I don't want to say less uses, but they're very tart. They're like a very tart raspberry. So it's actually hard to like make them into jam. The jam is very tart. You gotta like add a lot of sugar, and that kind of affects the jam consistency. So I think they're best over like fresh over ice cream, or like in crisps or something. Like when you balance it with a very sweet fruit, if you do a combo, they're good like that. My mom is ready to go to war with all the wildlife that is messing with her plants. That is the gardener vibe. That's how it goes. I've only collected the black raspberries and blackberries that grow in my woods. So that's what the wineberries at my house are choking out. We have black raspberries, which I love. Black raspberries are one of my favorite berries of all time, but the wineberries kind of encroach. So try not to do that. Will you think of a name for the baby? Yes, we will think of a name for the baby. What should we name our kid? Oh. Well, okay, she was just like rhetorically asking. I was like, we get to name it now? She's like just pregnant. Alright. But yeah. So I picked a bunch of berries, and then oops, that's luckily not not possible to kill, because I would have just killed all of those. I made a crisp yesterday as well, because I had some blackberries and some cherries that needed to be eaten up before they were done. So I went ahead and made a crisp out of them, because that's just, I don't know, crisps are easy. They're way easier than pies. They're very chill. And they taste good, so like why not? I guess if you don't like oats, they're not very good, but if you don't hate oats, they're good. Can't hear right now. Hope you have an amazing and usual super comfy stream. You're amazing. Aww, thank you, Ursa. And for the memes, Zico. No, not the Zico. The dreaded Zico. I should have known that since I split up the cozy into 2 emotes, I should have immediately known that you guys would have done the opposites. I didn't expect it though. I wasn't ready. But I should have known. I should have been like, you know what's gonna happen? This is gonna happen. Listen. Alright, I think... What time is it? Okay, 7 in the morning. I had a minute where I was like, it can't be 7 at night. That's crazy. Crazy. Okay, I think we're missing a secret. Where we sell a chicken, and then I think the, like, peddler dude comes up. So we're gonna do that. Because it's... What's today's date? Friday? Yeah. So I'm gonna head into town after I just water some of these. And then we will do the whole talk to the livestock dealer, sell one of our chickens, put our chickens in the crate fence thing. Alright, so run to the livestock dealer. What do you want today? We would like to sell a chicken. Alright, now we run back. And we go... Whoop. Grab our chicken, throw it in the fenced-in area. And a dude should come by, I believe. Which one of you will be it? This one. We're sacrificing? I don't know. Maybe this chicken's gonna go live a life of luxury. Who knows? Who knows? Oh. Did we already do the other one? Yeah, we'll sell. It's fine. Okay, maybe we already did the other one. I thought we hadn't, but I think he should have showed up there if we hadn't. So, maybe I was wrong. One less chicken, though. Got 500 gold for it. What day is it? 10th of spring. We probably want to... Well, I guess I'll wait, I guess? Or maybe I'll get some more seeds tomorrow. Let me go grab... What date? What time is it right now? 3 o'clock. Let me quickly just get some fodder. We'll give some fodder to Nina. Forgot to tell you I'll have duck pictures to send in the Discord later. I'm duck sitting for my cousin this week. That's so exciting. I'm so hype. I can't wait for duck pictures. Yes. That is like one of the single greatest things about me starting to stream is like you guys sending me all your garden photos and animal photos. That's how I really know that I'm alive. I'm like, okay, we're doing it. This is it. This is the best. I don't know what we were doing when we planted this grass seed, but questionable. Very questionable. This one looks fine. I don't know what we were doing down there. Mow grass. Yeah, we know how to make grass. Thanks, bro. What time is it? I guess we'll wait. Livestock dealer man. Go have dinner with Nina. I like how if we keep talking to her, she just keeps giving us dinner. Just over and over. Croissants all the way down. I don't remember if the store is closed on Saturdays. Nina's mom's shop. The florist, I guess. I guess it's what we're calling her. She doesn't really sell flowers, though. Or she does, but only in spring. I feel like she needs a greenhouse. Yeah, it is closed today. So we'll wait until Sunday. Or Monday, I mean. It'll also be closed Sunday because everything's closed on Sundays. Let's just quickly do our watering. Potatoes, as you do. It's weird, the turnips are so handy because the day after you harvest the turnips, if you water the turnip in the middle, it's like done the next day. It's like finished growing. It is sometimes a bit weird that the plants in the middle don't like die. They're just like held in stasis. But, kind of nice. Very forgiving. We should appreciate all of the forgiving things in this series because there's plenty that are not forgiving. Plenty that are extra rough. I was playing Dinkum last night, and I got a chicken in Dinkum because I was trying to get Erwin to bring his shop to town. And her name is Heidi, and I'm like, I can already tell that if Heidi dies, I'm gonna be crushed. I'm gonna be so sad. So I'm not looking. She's protected right now. She's living in a fenced off area of the orchard that I made, but I'm a little spooked about it. I won't lie. Alright, I think there should be some, like, grape things, I think, up here that we can give to Nina. She should like this. A good gift. Whoop. Is she even in here or is she outside? She is outside. I am a little sad because this is our final spring with Nina. The game is gonna end at the end of summer, is my understanding. So these are like our last 2 seasons with her. We've come all this way. Like, I don't know, I did not expect to get so attached to this game. I was like, well, look at it, you know? It's like very simplistic. The actual farming bit is like fairly boring because you can only ever grow like 2 different seeds in a season, aside from grass. Autumn and winter are like very bare bones, and there's like really not a lot going on during those seasons, so I was like, we'll just speed through it. We'll see how we like it, you know, it'll be an experience. And then during like winter, I was like, wait, like, I'm getting sad. We only have 2 more seasons left and I'm really attached to these people. I find them incredibly joyful. I was like seeing like official art from the game and like official illustrations of like the whole crew, you know, like the goofy, like, I don't even know what he is, like the goofy dude that lives in the woods that lets us use his fishing pole, like him, and the mayor and the priest and like all the girls and the witch and stuff, and I was like, man, I love all these people. They're simple. It's not like there's like a whole lot of depth going on in the game, but it's nonetheless charming. I think it kind of speaks to like how good and how compelling it was that even though this game was made in like 1996, it's still like enjoyable in 2022. to play for the first time. It's not like I'm not like surviving on nostalgia here. So I kind of love that. I love that it's still good. And it makes sense why it kind of like kickstarted this entire genre that people love so much. And that people play so often, you know? So many games off the back of it now. Makes sense. Wait, we should check on Millie. I guess I haven't like inquired about Millie's health for a minute. You look fine today. Alright. She's good. I think we'll just go forward with 3 chickens. 4 was actually like a little, I'm not gonna say unwieldy, but it was definitely a little extra moving around. They got in the way a little bit more. I guess with 3 they like space out enough, but 4 was getting a little close. Alright, since I threw 2 potatoes on the ground, I guess I'll just manually walk these back so I can't be juked by Calf. Because that was brutal. Koro, what are you doing down here, bud? Come over here. Why don't you hang out up here? There you go. Maybe chill here. Let me quickly, I need to check, I don't know why, but I can never remember what the dates for the festivals are. So I should probably check that out. Just bust into the church as you do while it's in session and be like, hold on, I gotta check this calendar. Give me a second. Oh well, yeah, I'm not here for the mass. I'm here for the book. Alright, flower festivals, the 23rd. Wait, was it 23rd of spring? 23rd of summer. Are there no events in summer? Yeah, spring. I guess there's not. It is weird for me that the egg festival is in the fall. Because it's kind of supposed to be Easter, I think. I don't really know why they put it in the fall. Maybe they just were like, well, there's too many events in the spring. Kicks down the church door and yells, what day is it? It's pretty much what we're doing. Like, hey, when's the next event? What's going on? And these people are like, we're like trying to worship right now. I'm like, well, you guys are keeping the calendar hostage. This is the only way that I can check things. I don't know why we don't have a calendar in our house that works like a calendar, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I don't know what it is with farming games and not wanting to give you a calendar in your house, like from the get-go, but because Stardew does the same thing, right? Like Stardew does not give you a calendar in your house. You gotta like work for that. Kind of secretly brutal, honestly, making you run somewhere to check what day it is. Not really about that. Or less, we can always check what day it is, I guess. We never know if something's happening on that day. I also love that the animations, like our idle animations, we're always like working out. We're always doing like jumping jacks or stretching. Imagine if you were trying to talk to somebody and they just started like doing jumping jacks in front of you. It'd be extremely disconcerting. It would be like, are you okay? Like what's up? This is weird. So a weird move. But that's where we're at. That's what we're subjecting everyone in this game to at all times. So that's just how it is. Yeah, cause see, like this calendar, look right. Like you look at this and you're like, oh, that looks like a calendar. It is, but just for the day. It's like a single day calendar. It's one of those rip-off ones that people used to like have on their desks back when we like weren't thinking about the environment and we were like, yeah, burn down every tree. Like, it's one of those, I guess. So we can only look at one day at a time. So not super useful, truthfully. Like, Nina, I would love to think of a name. You're not really giving me space to give you a name. I'm just gonna say. I guess I should just water while I'm here and have our watering device. The one thing I can say is, like, this game does a good job of making everything arduous in a way that's, like, very realistic. Watering before you get the, like, special watering device, arduous. Planting seeds, kind of rough. Harvesting, super arduous. It's very realistic. Very much in tune with real life. Gave Millie her food. There we go. Everyone's fed. All is well. It is Monday, because we kicked down the door in the church yesterday, so we should go to our mother-in-law's house and grab some more seeds. Probably potatoes again, honestly. How do I want to do this? Let's see. I want to do rows this time, but that means that I can't use existing spaces. So let's buy like 3 of them. Hey Iris, hello, welcome in, happy Sunday. Hope your day is going well. We are in our final spring, hanging out, Harvest Moon. We're gonna have to go dig some new places to plant, some new rows. Because I want to do rows instead of, I guess I could experiment. I don't know what happens. Yeah, I think I just have to dig new rows. I did a lot of digging because I wanted the power berries, so that was maybe ill-advised. I think I can dig here, though. Let me see. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be like, nice try. Guess again. Grab these. I don't actually remember how much we dig, either. I guess we could dig in here. That's probably fine. I can see you did a lot of digging. Yeah, there's 2 power berries that are just hidden on the farm. Oops. That might have just killed those. Okay. There's 2 power berries that are just hidden on the farm. Whoa! I just picked up this mole! Excuse me? I'm just holding this mole? Go over there, mole. I didn't know you could pick up the moles. What? What? We dug up this mole and then we just ran it down and grabbed it with our bare hands? Like, that's wild. Why? Why did we do that? Your mole now? Yeah, new pet, exactly. Wild. Alright. That was a move. That was a choice on our part. Oh yeah, I did I did kill that. Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, whoa, I should have brought it to our house. What happens if you put a mole in your house? Okay, we have to dig up another one. Maybe tomorrow we'll dig more on our farm to try and get another mole. And then we'll see what happens if we put it in our house. I don't know what happens. I don't know. That's crazy. Okay. Alright, let me get our stuff for Millie for the morning. And then we'll begin Operation Mole afterwards. Yeah, I didn't know you could just rush down the moles. Crazy. I thought it was just gonna scare it off, so I rushed it down and then I was like, well, let me try and pick it up, you know, why not? And then it worked. It worked. My experiment, my mad experiment. There I was, running with a mole in 2 hands. And the mole was like, oh god. I've made a grave mistake. Alright. Feed the animals, water the plants, then Operation Mole in the House begins. Moles apparently, like, scare cows, so if you have cows out in the field, they, like, I don't know why, but they freak out the cows. And they'll make them, like, run and scatter, which can be a huge... You've seen moving Millie, moving the cows in this game is, like, a massive pain. So it's, like, actually traumatizing to have to deal with them if they're absolutely just roaming. So... probably one of the worst fates. That's why Millie just lives inside. Millie's just an indoor cow. She can't be terrorized by moles. She can't terrorize us by refusing to move in a sane pattern, so it's all good. All is well. Alright. Same thing, our chickens. The chickens, like, there's just wild dogs and stuff, and, like, I really didn't want to deal with fencing and wild dogs, so the chickens are just indoor chickens. All of our livestock are just indoor animals now. Saw a video the other day of someone having to move a snapping turtle out of their pasture because it was scaring the cows. Dude, snapping turtles are next level. Snapping turtles, I do not mess around with those boys. At all. They'll get you. Oh wait, are these done? Oh, they are. Wait, I should just get Calf, but... Calf, come here, bud. I'm afraid that Calf is gonna juke us again, so I've been trying to anticipate his moves. Alright. Watering this. I don't know how common moles are, I will say. I'm not actually sure. I feel like we haven't seen too many moles. But, alright, let me get rid of some of these. It is so nice that you can just, like, pick up and throw weeds instead of needing, like, a scythe or something. Alright. Digging for moles, as you do. Oh! I got him! I got him! Okay. To our house. Quick. Nina's gonna divorce us. Honestly, maybe she would like the mole. Okay, what if I... Dude, I just put this mole... Oh! Wait! Excuse me! He tunneled through my wooden floor! How? How? That's like some badger mole stuff. Like, I don't... Alright, well we had a pet for like 5 seconds, maybe. We tried, but they won't let us keep them. Nina's like, I saw the mole you put in the house. Don't think I didn't see that. Like, well, we had to try. We had to give it a go. We couldn't leave something like that, you know, unattempted. I think there's also, I want to say that there's also a power berry, I think, that you get from like chopping wood in the mountains, so I might do that. There's some that we just missed. That it was just like you had to do certain, like we had to win both egg festivals, I think. We only won one. The livestock dealer absolutely destroyed us in the first one because we had no idea how it worked. So there was a power berry for that, and I think there was like a couple others that are now like out of reach for various reasons, but we can always go for some of the others. We have a good, I mean, we have a decent number. How many do we have? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, we have 6 out of 10. That ain't bad. 60%, we'll take it. Acceptable. I've been trying not to go to bed after Nina to not like tank her heart level like I did before. I don't know that she like loses hearts, but she like doesn't, you have to like level her all the way back up. And we absolutely destroyed her heart level by just like not giving her gifts for a while and going to bed like super late. Super late. Alright, let me put, well, I guess I should water the other plants. Let me water the other plants and then I'll put our Operation Mole utensils away. There we go. Let me check I have the brush out. There we go. I think we paid like a bunch of money for that bell tree that we like never used. We tried it once and then we were like, no, this is too hard. Moving these cows is too hard. It's gonna be a no from me. Chickens are like moving in formation right now. Considering how weird they look as chicks, I'm like a little concerned. If they rush me. Alright. Let me see. Get the axe, and then we can go chop wood for like the rest of the day. Oh, it only takes one hit? Alright. We are a god over here. This is the one that goes into the mine down there. We hop in the cave. Wow, we're so powerful? This is crazy. The golden axe is busted. I feel like you get it like super late. I don't really know how useful it is per se, but I guess pretty handy if we're farming power berries, so. Not the worst thing for sure. Alright, we're gonna bring this to Nina. Running as fast as we can. Hopefully it's not dark. I think we just barely made it. Have dinner. And then bed. Also, I guess it's really sunny for like most of spring. I expected it to rain more, but nope. Sunny all the time. I feel like it rains more in fall. Let me get... what do I need? I need... let me do the watering super quick, and then I'll come back. Okay. I guess doesn't want to let us jump over that gate. Weird move. Maybe it's degrading. The minute... that's the one thing. Once the fences start degrading, you can't jump over them anymore. Which seems counterintuitive. You would think if a fence is breaking down, it's easier to jump over. But apparently not. They probably just do it just so it's annoying enough that you like fix your fences, but I'm never I'm never fixing my fences. They're gonna remain forever broken. Just like my real life fences. My rotting split rail fences that are being like absorbed into the woods. It is nice that there's little shipping containers in all of the barns and buildings. I also like, I don't know, I actually really appreciate the older farming sims where your buildings are just stuck. You can't move them, they just have a set place. Because I kind of like that. I don't like the burden of choice placed upon me where I have to like figure out where to put my buildings in like Stardew Valley and like Pioneers too. I kind of like it being like, yeah, you just, I don't know. The buildings are just buildings, you can't move them. You're the one moving into Grandpa's farm, like, everything's already where it is. You can fix some stuff up, you can, like, expand things, but they have their spot already. I think that might, in part, be because A Wonderful Life was my favorite Harvest Moon game, and that's exactly how they did it. It was like, everything was in its set spot, and you just roll up, but I don't like being asked to make things look aesthetic. I'd rather just the farm already be kind of laid out, and then I just show up there. I'll make my orchards and stuff look aesthetic, but I don't know. It's too much to do everything. The crops, the animals, the barns, the buildings. Too many things. Just give me, like, the buildings, the well, all that good stuff. We're just gonna, you know, casually stretch here. We'll have some coffee, hang out, wait for the shipping dude whose name I don't even know. I don't even know if he has a name. The bro who comes and grabs our shipping and is condescending to us every time, even when we have thousands of dollars worth of produce that we're shipping out. Here he is. Here he rolls up. He's like, only $500. Yeah, that's a pretty decent amount for a farmer. You know, that ain't bad. It's a respectable amount, even. Finally rain. Could use it. Could use it in real life too. It's kind of a drought right now. We're supposed to get like rain this week, but it's been a hot minute since we've had rain. So a little rough there. Not the best. Okay, let me just go do Millie's stuff first, since I already have the brush and such. Might as well take advantage. Millie, come back here. Oh my goodness. Millie. She's evading. Set to evade. Okay. You want to sand in here today? That's fine. All of these stalls are yours, Millie. Live your best life. Iris, thank you for the pet pick redeem. Do you have any special requests in your pet pick redeem? Some people request extra scratches behind the ears. Or you could request teefies or a bean massage. The choice is yours. Or you could have no special requests, and then I'll just pet her as I normally do. Sneak up on her. Oops. Get out of the shed. Whatever her favorite thing is, perfect. I will do that then. Also, oh Kyo, dang, 3 pet pick redeems. Triple. Do you have any special requests for your redeems? Pick's about to get, she's like passed out on her perch right now. She's about to get so many snacks. Ignore that I can't spell. You're good, bro. It's a Sunday afternoon. I don't know who can spell on a Sunday afternoon anyway. Same, whatever her favorite. Her favorite is belly rubs. That's her favorite thing. Technically, her favorite is Errol's belly rubs. She really likes when Errol does it, but she doesn't mind when anyone else does it. She doesn't let most people touch her, though, I guess. It's just like Errol and I, and my sister, actually. The only other person that I know that she was, like, cool with. And we had a roommate for a while. We had, our friend Jaws lived with us for a bit. And, she was cool with Jaws. But he's allergic to cats, so he didn't really want to be touching her, but they had a nice partnership. They were just vibing. My cat only likes belly rubs if I'm holding her underarms with one arm against my back, then freehand give rubs. That's that's so goofy. I love that though. Hey, you like what you like, you know? That's how it goes. I get it. I'm just doing squats in the field here. Hanging out. The thing is, if it gets too late in the day and then we go up to the mountain, every screen that you, like, have to load passes time, and that's how it's super easy to get, like, stuck. Coming home late, Nina getting mad. Low-key mad. She would never get mad at us to our face, but she gets a little irked. She's a complex creature. Cats are all complex creatures, I feel like. They got a lot going on. Dogs are normally pretty simple. Dogs are like just vibing. Doing their dog thing. Hanging out. Hello, Crowan. Welcome in. How are you? Happy Sunday. We're just playing through our final spring on the farm. I guess we should check what the weather is. I was like, we know what the weather is. It's like, well, yeah, well, what about tomorrow? More rain. Doing pretty good. How about you? I'm doing well. Doing well. I went berry picking yesterday, and then I made a crisp, which is pretty good. And today, honestly, I have to clean my house a bunch today, so I'm not super looking forward to that. I don't know who really looks forward to cleaning, though I'm sure there's somebody out there who loves it. It's just not me. I'm just not that person. I don't mind cleaning, it's just like, I have a lot that needs to get done. I've been neglecting some larger tasks, we shall say, and my father-in-law is coming this week to run electricity to the workshop, because we've just had an extension cord, like, running across the lawn, which is not recommended, so he's gonna be, like, staying for, like, a day or so to, like, do that. So my house needs to be much cleaner than it is right now. So that was a lot of berries. Yeah, that was like, I only took a fraction. There's like probably 5 or 10 times that out there. I just took like what I felt I could eat in the next few days. But yeah, I gotta, you know, clean the bathrooms and the shower, and I don't know, probably should mop. I've been cleaning too. Nice. I mean, Sundays, I feel like Sundays are a good time to clean. Sometimes it can be. It's nice to have a clean house. I guess that's always the trade-off, right? I don't like doing the cleaning, but I like a clean house. So it's a journey. We've been reorganizing. We have like our main room is very open floor plan, I guess you would say. So we've been trying to like organize the pantry and stuff, so that's taken some time, which means that we kind of just made a mess, so not loving that. So now there's a big mess to clean up. Oops, I did not mean to jump down here, but we have done so. Gotta get things sorted out before my next semester of college starts and begin to lose my mind over chemistry. Yeah, it's good to get things sorted before you've got other responsibilities. So that is always recommended. That's why normally I try and get a lot of stuff done in like the winter, fall time if I can, because I have a lot of other things that need doing outside and are like taking up my time in spring, summer. So fall, winter is like when I really gotta get things moving. Like late fall, I guess I should say. Early fall, I also just have a bunch of responsibilities, like harvesting things, doing food preservation, so those are busy times. I feel like I always need a list. I'm a big list maker, I'll say. I got that from my mom. She's a big list maker. It's a little, probably a little neurotic, but my mom used to have like a shopping list. Like she basically pre-made a grocery list and then she printed out like a billion copies of it. And then when I was a kid, she would just like go through every week and just circle the items that she needed on the list. So she never had to write down a list ever again. She just did it like once. And then occasionally if there was like one-off items that she would need, you know, like a spice or something that you don't get very often, she would just write that in. But I'm a big list person, probably because of that. So anytime I have lists for like every day of whatever I'm doing. Otherwise I never, if I don't write it down, I won't remember it. That's also like people ask me, I'm very like organized about my streaming too. Like I have my schedule booked out like usually 2 full weeks in advance. Like I know what I'm supposed to be doing every day. And people are like, why? And the answer is because I literally won't remember if I don't have it written down somewhere. I will not recall what I was supposed to be doing, and that stresses me out. So I have like a bunch of Google calendars for everything, many lists, many Excel spreadsheets worth of stuff, all written down in the ledger. Also, when I was in college, I guess, like, I don't... because of my major and stuff, all my classes were, like, lecture-based, pretty much. And, like, they'd be, like, discussion-based, but it would largely be, like, someone just talking at you. And I learn by writing things down. If I just hear it, there's a chance that I will remember it, but it's, like, fairly unlikely. But if I've written it down, I don't ever need to look at my notes again, I guess, is the weird thing. Like, it just has to be written once, and then it's pretty much locked in. So I always just had, like, books and books and books of just handwritten notes. Everyone else is there with, like, laptops, but it can't be typed. It doesn't do the same thing for me, so... It was me just always, like, handwriting all the stuff out. And then I'd be good, pretty much. Maybe I'd have to, like, check on, like, fine details of something. Calf, you're always juking me, man. Every time I'm trying to give you a potato to ship, and you move too quick. This child. Too fast. Too fast for me. Coro, do you want to come inside? It's like been raining for like 3 days. Why don't you come inside? Why don't you live here? There you go. So I guess I did have to do a lot of, I mean, probably would have helped me to bring my laptop to class sometimes because I had one professor who was my advisor who was like, I don't know, I don't want to like talk bad about him, but he was probably only my advisor because like the professors that I ended up liking either like weren't in my department and therefore couldn't be my advisor in the department. They were weird because they technically belonged to a different department, but they taught classes in my department. So like I took classes with them and they knew what they were talking about and they had experience in the field, but they weren't technically part of the department, so you couldn't have them as like your advisor. And then the professor that I like really clicked with, she didn't come to the school until my late sophomore, early junior year, somewhere in there. She was super rad, but like she hadn't been there basically the whole time. So it would have felt weird. Like I had already declared my major, and when you declare your major, you have to like, you know, go ahead and, you know, pick an advisor. And it would have felt weird. Like I felt awkward breaking up with an advisor, I guess. Looking back, with my adult brain and adult knowledge, I would have just broken up with my advisor. I would have just been like, hey, like, we don't actually have any, like, our areas of study don't have anything in common. Like, you're like a 17th century Dutch Golden Age specialist, and I like that period, but I'm way more into, like, 19th century Japonismo stuff, so I should probably work with the person that teaches 19th century art, but whatever. But I felt too awkward to do that as a child, so I just stuck with this advisor. It was like, he was so weird. He was chill, but he was strange, as many professors are, to be fair. Many of them have been, you know, cooped up too long in academia and therefore have some very weird habits, but he was like really cutthroat. Like I clearly remember I was his advisee, right? Like I like knew this man. I like had been to this man's house. I'd like met his wife and stuff. And I clearly remember one time on a paper, he just like wrote in red ink and he was like, "Were you drunk when you wrote this?" And I think I had a meeting with him the next week. And he was like, "You know, I feel really bad. That was like a really like harsh comment. I like shouldn't have said that." And I was like, "Well, you weren't, it wasn't not true, but it was pretty, I don't think you should say that to students, but yes, I was drinking when I wrote this paper. It wasn't that bad though. It was perfectly serviceable paper. He just didn't think it was like up to my usual standards, I guess." I was like, "Hey, you should probably not say that to other people. I don't really mind, but but yeah, you should probably button that up." Probably not the way. He was weird like that, though. Always a strange one. Always making cutting remarks. I think he used to teach the first year seminar, and the first year seminar, so I was an art history major, and our first year seminar was split into two sections, and technically, I didn't have to take the first year seminar because I had a high enough AP exam score to skip it. So I did. So I skipped it. And my first year I was taking like 300 level classes pretty much. And then I pretty much just took 300, 400 level classes until I was in like senior year. And then I was like, oh yeah, I didn't ever send in my score for my AP exam. I just told people that my score and they were like, oh yeah, you don't have to be in this class. But I was tired and I didn't really want to, I don't know, like learning how to send in AP exam scores and like SAT scores and stuff after you are in high school is like super arduous. It's a huge pain. Like a bunch of information you just like don't have. So I wasn't really like feeling like doing that. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I'll just take the first year seminar class and I'll just get an easy A because I know everything in it. Like it'll just be a super easy 4.0 boost. I'll be a senior in the major with a bunch of freshmen. It'll be super chill. And it was super chill, and it was extremely easy, and it was extremely easy A, and it was a great choice because I had a lot of much harder work my senior year, and that made it crazy easy to just like vibe out. But my advisor had previously been the professor for that, and I think he got pulled off of teaching it because I think he told a freshman that they had absolutely no aptitude in the subject and that they should not be a major if they were planning on it. Which is like a really awful thing to say to a child. Because also, it's art history. Like, you can't, no one is born with innate knowledge of Vermeer's stylistic choices in a painting. Like, that's, anyone can just learn anything. You don't need talent to be an art historian. You don't need talent to even be an artist. You just need to have, you know, spent like 20 years drawing. Anyone can learn those things. So yeah, they were like, yeah, you can't work with the children anymore. You're way too mean. I don't know what his jam was. I don't know if it was one of those things where he like, I don't know, they had like a bad interaction or something, but it was an interesting choice. Let's put it that way. I need the hoe. So yeah, in retrospect, probably should have swapped off of him at some point, but I don't know. We had a good thing going, so I was like, whatever, it's fine. Not that an advisor necessarily like does a whole lot for you, honestly. So I don't really feel like I was missing out on much. They're kind of just there to make sure that you don't mess up your classes. You know, like that you don't miss something that you're supposed to have taken for your major, which they were always pretty obvious, so I don't think it was a big deal. The only tricky thing is art history had like date requirements. You had to take a certain number of courses, like pre-1900 and post-1900, something like that. But it was still easy. It was all written out. You could easily be like, huh, which one is this? Pre? Post? Cool. And then you had to take one non-Western class, which again, pretty easy. They were pretty clearly marked which one was which, so I don't really understand what an advisor was supposed to do through most of that. Just like witness you, I guess, be there if you had questions about going to grad school or something. But I was like, I am too burnt out. I cannot go to grad school. I will not make it. And all my professors were like, it feels like a waste that you got this degree. And I was like, maybe, but I can't do grad school, so I'm just gonna hang out and get a job and it'll be fine. And that's what I did. And now, you know, don't work in art history, but it was fun. I mean, I didn't ever want to work in a museum. I had internships in museums and stuff, and I found them very boring, so I knew that I would not like doing that stuff, so worked out in the end. I don't even go to my advisor at this point. I talk to my animal nutrition professor because he's the one who actually tells me what I need for vet school and what would be good for experience. My actual advisor just introduced me to people and gave no advice on classes. Yeah. Some advisors are just bad. I don't know. Just like... some professors are just bad too. It's a weird situation because... like, getting a PhD doesn't actually teach you how to be a teacher. So, it's kind of weird that we ask people who went to school to, like, learn how to do research and stuff to teach people, because they didn't go to school to learn how to teach people stuff. So they can be super questionable in their ability to do that. Which is kind of frustrating. I had plenty of teachers who were great teachers, but it was clear that they had, like, taken time out of their lives to go learn how to do that correctly. So, it's very... I don't know. I don't think we've got a good system going in the US, at least. I don't like the way we do it. I just don't like how early we ask people to specialize, either. Like, I don't think most people at 18 know what they want to do. And going to school and then getting a degree in something that, like, often kind of vaguely locks you into a career path is pretty rough. I feel like we should delay that. Because I had very different ideas about what I wanted to do, even when I was, like, getting into college. When I first got into college, I wanted to be... Well, when I was applying to college, I wanted to be a Japanese language major. I wanted to be a translator. And then I took art history my senior year of high school, and then I was like, wait, this is rad. This is super fun. And then I wanted to work in a museum. And then I did some museum work, and I was like, wait, I don't like this. And then I was like, maybe I want to be a conservator. And then I did chemistry, and I was like, just kidding. I don't want to do chemistry. And you need chemistry as a conservator. And then I was like, I don't actually want to do any of these. I don't want to work. So then I went out and I found jobs that were like easy for me to do. And I just did that instead. Because I now have more time to do things that I actually like to do, and they make me like decent money. Which is, you know, sadly what you need to live. But I don't really find jobs fulfilling. But you need money to live, so, you know. I asked him what classes he thinks I should take, and he turned the question back onto me like a therapist. Like, hey dude, what classes do I need to fulfill my major? And he's like, what classes do you think you need to fulfill the major? Like, dude, no, this is not like rhetorical. Like, there's a clear answer here that needs to be given. That's extremely unhelpful. I don't know what year you're in, Kat, but that is the kind of thing that I would maybe consider swapping advisors. If your advisor is that unhelpful, it's like, might not be the way. Might not be the way. I remember, oh man, I remember, so my senior year, I was in like a, we called them certificate programs. I was in like this certificate program, and part of this certificate program was you needed to do kind of like a senior capstone project. You could make it into a thesis, or you could just do it as like a one semester thing. But you had to write like a big paper and do a big independent research project. And normally you would take a class slot for your like research project, essentially. And my project was about the aesthetics and like the visual aspect of the wedding industry in modern Japan. So it had a lot to do with advertisements and then like the physical garments themselves, whatever. So I had to submit my junior year, at like the end of my junior year, I had to submit basically my proposal, which they had to like, I don't know, a board of people had to like yay or nay. And then I had to submit like who I wanted my advisor to be. And so my initial advisor that I asked for was my costume history professor. And my costume history professor was super rad, and she and I got along really well. I worked with her. Oh yeah, Flower Festival tomorrow. Sick. I worked with her in the costume shop, so she was also my boss. We worked together all the time. And then she had also taught costume history, and she taught a couple of other like similar courses around. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have the person who teaches costume history and like the history of fashion be my advisor for this textile focused research project. And then they turned me down and they said that she couldn't be my advisor because she was technically in the theater department. And I was like, okay, weird flex, but okay. So then I knew that there was a Japanese professor who was he taught classes in both the East Asian Studies department and in the art history department. So I was like, okay, well then give me Watanabe. I want him. Like, we get along super well too. I know him. He'd be cool with this. He teaches like tangential stuff. Like, it's all good. He doesn't teach textiles, but like he teaches some like kind of off the beaten path Japanese cultural things. So like let's do that. And then they tried to pull the same thing on me, and they tried to be like, no, he's not in the department, you can't have him. And then they tried to be like, why don't you just pick Professor Ning, who teaches Chinese art history? And I was like, dude, are you trying to tell me that you think China and Japan are the same thing? Because that is weird. And then they got really awkward, and then they let me have Watanabe as my professor, because I was like, are you are you are you trying to conflate these two completely different countries and cultures? Because that's weird. And we have someone who teaches Japanese art history here. Like, what is the deal? And then so they got super awkward, and they were like, okay, fine, I guess we'll let you do this. And it was the height of ridiculousness, but that's always how it is. I had just transferred for sophomore year to take more major focus classes. When I talked to him, now I'm in the middle of junior year for undergrad in animal science and nutrition. Honestly, the design class looks super cool. The agriculture and design classes are in the same building at my college, and seeing all the costumes are just amazing. Yeah, they're super cool. When I worked with the costume history professor, I was working in the costume shop for the theater, so I was making a bunch of costumes for theater, which was always, I don't know, I always felt that was like a super fun job. It was stressful. Our deadlines were very tight. There weren't that many of us, so there was a lot of late nights and like weird things. I had a key to the building, and I don't know. I clearly remember one time just like getting really upset at a corset. I was trying to put a busk, which is the there's a big center metal piece in like 19th century corsets, which is how they like button together in the front basically. So I was trying to put that into a corset, and I got super frustrated. And I don't know, I was just messing it up because I think it was like 2 in the morning or something, but I was ticked off. And I just like remember like throwing this busk on the ground and then like crying and being like, I need to do this, but this is the worst. And then I like pulled myself together and fixed it, but had a moment of like extreme anger and being like, oh my god, this is the worst. I hate this. But yeah, the costumes were always really fun. That was one of my favorite things to do. It was always an experience. We're always doing something interesting. We always had like cool costumes. My professor was a really good costume designer. She always had like really cool concepts, so they were often really fun to work on. Even if they were often arduous, they were still fun. I remember this one girl who also worked in the costume shop. She was a year older than myself and my other main coworker, Emmy. And we were supposed to be making like knit tops, like knit peasant tops. And if you've ever worked with knit fabric, it's horrific because it starts to unravel the minute you cut it. So it's very hard to work with. And I don't know, we must have tried to make these like so many times, and we were hard struggling with them. And we were like, should we just leave it for this other girl? Because she was really good at sewing, but she came in at weird hours because she was an art student. She was a senior art student, so she was often in her studio in the building next door. So she wasn't often like around. And so we like left this little pile of knit tops on the counter with a note being like, we're really sorry, but we could not figure this out. And I think we had technically left it for our boss, but our other coworker came in at like 4 in the morning and finished all of them perfectly. And we were like, she was like the little costume shop elf. Like, she would just come in at really bizarre hours. Like, we were in there pretty late. I think I was normally in there later than Emmy. Emmy sometimes came in the morning. She would come in at like 7 or 8 in the morning. And I was normally there like 1 to 2 a.m. kind of space, but Clara would come in at like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. kind of thing, and she would just finish stuff that was left undone. So we were always like passing off stuff to each other. It was a weird vibe. I feel like college, it's so stressful in college. I don't know. It was so funny because it was so not stressful. Like, Japanese college is extremely not stressful. It is stressful to get into college, but the actual, like, classes and stuff were really easy in comparison to, like, what I expected from, like, academic vigor. They kind of, like, flip-flop. Like, it's really hard to get in, but the classes were, like, not that bad. It was, like, kind of chill, actually. So people were just not super stressed. People were way more involved with like their clubs. Like their club was like the thing that they were really focused on. The club was what they actually like stressed about, not their classes. Versus, man, like back home in the US, I clearly remember being a freshman and I was in the library, and our library was 3 floors, and the top floor had all of the oversized books, which meant that a lot of the art history art books were up there because they were huge and like full color and stuff. So they're always at the top floor. And from the first to the second floor, it was an open stairwell, so you could kind of just like look over the balcony and see the first floor. And then the third floor was a quiet floor, so the stairwell was entirely encased. It was like you had to like go into a door, and then it was just the stairwell, and then you would go up and go out. And you were supposed to be entirely silent on the third floor. And that was like pretty strictly enforced. Like they were pretty serious about that. So I clearly remember freshman year I needed a book, and it was on the third floor, and so I opened the door to the stairwell from the second to the third floor. And I get in there, and right as I like turn to go up the stairs, like I make it up the first set of stairs. It was one of those where you go up one, you hit a landing, and then you go up again. So I like climbed up the first like 3 stairs to get to the landing, and as I turned the corner, there was a girl laying on the stairs next to an open box of pizza, sobbing, just crying. And she clearly had started crying on the third floor, the silent floor, and then had to leave because she was too loud and didn't want someone to like come over her. I don't know if she like had a, you know, computer malfunction and like deleted a bunch of, like, my school didn't have a lot of tests. It was a lot of final exams were actually papers, so I don't know if she had like accidentally deleted her final paper or something, or like part of her thesis. I don't know what the jam was, but she was inconsolably sobbing, and I was a freshman, so I was not equipped to deal with that. So I just kind of awkwardly like scooted around her. I think I like was like, "Are you okay?" And she gave me like a nod, and she was uncontrollably sobbing, and I was just like, "All right," and then I just left. I think she was okay. I think she was just stressed. I don't know. I think it's one of those things in college. It seems like the world is ending, but it's not actually a big deal. Even if you deleted stuff, it's not a big deal. You know, it sucks. It's not fun, but it's not like actually the end of the world. It's okay. So, I think she was stressed, but I don't think it was the worst thing. She probably went on to ace her final and get really drunk and have a party. She was probably doing just fine. But yeah, I don't know. Tensions run high in college. It's easy to like feel like things are a big deal. Oh my goodness. Please let me jump over this. Gotta water our plants. I guess I should probably just remove this. Like, we don't need this. There you go. There we go. But yeah. That was my first taste of college. I was like, oh. This is what it's like, huh? Everyone's just really sad around finals time. It was like, yep. That's the mood. I also remember one year, man, oh, it was also my freshman year. Freshman year was rough, I guess. I was in a 300 level French class. Pretty much solely because in high school we didn't have enough students to teach French, so our high school teacher from freshman to senior year, we were all in one class, and she just spoke to us in French the entire time. It was like entirely an immersion class. And the thing is, when you're in an immersion classroom, you pick up the language a lot faster than you would any other time. Because you like have to speak it to interact with anyone in class or to do anything. So it goes much faster. So I was in a 300 level French class, and it was like my freshman spring, I think. I had the same professor for freshman fall. I had taken a film class in French. Super fun. Really good time. I love the professor. She was really chill. And for this class, this literature class, I think we were supposed to have it so that it was supposed to be like that we weren't going to have a final exam. Because she didn't really like final exams. So it was supposed to be that we had a paper that was due right before the final exam, and it was a group paper. We were in like groups of 3. But we were each writing our own paper. We were all just like assigned a similar topic or something. And we were assigned this paper, and the whole deal was our professor was like, look, I'll give you this paper and then I'll just waive the final exam. And it was like, alright, sounds good. And I don't remember what the jam was, but like, for some reason, nobody like tried really hard on the paper at all. And like, I don't know if it was organized that way, if it was like something that everyone like agreed to like not do or whatever, but no one like tried really hard on the paper. I think because they thought that the professor was just so chill. And she got ticked off because the papers were like really bad. And then so she was like, never mind, we are actually having a final exam. Like, you have to submit a final exam paper on top of this. And then the class got like really mad about it. And they were like really angry at her over it. I don't know why, because they were the ones who like messed it up in the first place. And I remember it was myself and one other freshman was in that class. And the other freshman, she was from Switzerland. She was from the German-speaking part of Switzerland. And so we like went to her to be like, what is the jam? And she was basically like, well, the 2 of you are the only 2 people who like submitted sane papers, but I'm not allowed to just waive finals for like only 2 people. So sadly, you guys have to like do the paper, which really ticked my compatriot off. She was like really mad about that. And yeah, so I had to do like 2 papers within a really short span of time, and I was not planning on doing those, and I had already planned to like go home early and stuff, and it was a whole thing. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, it really soured the experience. I ended up not taking French after that, but mainly because it didn't fit in my schedule. Not because I didn't like the professor or whatever. I just didn't feel like I wanted to keep going with more increasingly difficult like literature classes or something. That was brutal. I could dance much better now. Nina. I feel like Nina could already dance well. We were the ones that were struggling the most. I don't remember which of these is Nina's. I think it's the rose one, but I have to check. I always forget. She likes, yeah, it's rose. She likes the sweet one, I think, so. There we go. Please be careful not to drop and break it. We will walk slowly. Glad you like it, Nina. Did I not talk to everyone? Oh, I didn't talk to these two. They don't let you, like, move on until you talk to everyone in here, so. Did I miss someone else? The mom? It's gonna be rough if I get trapped in here. Okay, there you go. I was like, are we stuck? Did I break the game? Let's dance. Gonna pick up my wife. The only partner we need. This is our final dance. We're schmoovin'. We're both great dancers, actually. We did a good job. Good night. I think it's a sunny day, so we can bring Koro outside with us. Oh no! Threw the fodder against the wall. You would think with fodder it would not go away. It's just hay. You can throw that on the ground, it's fine. In fact, that's normally what you do with hay. Not the end of the world. Chickens are fed. Time to grab water. I'm gonna move this. I can tell this fence is gonna, like, die soon, so I might as well just move that out of the way so we don't get got. I don't really know how we're supposed to increase our, like, heart level with Koro. I've been, like, whistling for him, but I don't actually know if that works. I've just been making that up. I've been like, well, maybe if we whistle at him, he likes it. I don't know. Maybe not, though. Maybe he's like, this human is whistling for me again for absolutely no reason. Maybe we're secretly bothering him. Alright, grass is not ready yet. These are all done. So that was the last festival. The flower festival was the end of the festivals for this game. So from here on out, it's kind of just us farming, and then we'll get the ending cinematic at the end. So we'll like finish spring, and then we'll just have to go through summer, and then it'll be over, which is crazy. So wild. We've spent so long on this game. It's like kind of wild to think of how long we've been going for. It's kind of, I mean, we spent a lot of time chatting. I guess that's the other part of it, and it doesn't, like, it doesn't seem like there's a limit on, like, nighttime. It's not like it goes into morning, so it's not like Stardew where you pass out at a certain time, or some of the other ones that, like, kind of force you to make a move. So we spent a lot of time early, just, like, late at night doing things, getting things done. Our days have been shorter this go round, but spent quite a bit of time before. Water our potatoes. I forget how many days. I think it's like 6 days for potatoes, like 4 days for turnips, something like that. Something around there. If only potatoes actually grew in 6 days. That would be pretty rad. They take way more than 6 days. But it would be nice. Guess I haven't like checked in with Millie in a minute, so we should probably check, make sure she's not sick. Cause I don't think visually there's anything wrong with them. I think you just have to like check on their well-being via that like status check. I don't really feel like making an animal sick to like check that though. That seems mean. Oro, come here. I'm like a little bummed that you can't use the horse outside of the farm. But it would make the map like way too small, I think. So, in retrospect, it was probably a good idea. The farm is actually huge in comparison to pretty much anywhere else in the game. So, keeping the horse just to the farm is like, alright. I get it. You could probably also game the system too easily since everything respawns if you like change what map you're in, which means that you could probably just get so many foraged items off the mountain because the horse has saddlebags on it. It would be like you would have tons of money in no time. It would not be a challenge. Gotta stretch to keep limber, you know? I'm actually gonna stretch myself perfectly, honestly. Do the same thing as our little dude in game. I don't know if he technically has a name. I've like seen people. I feel like he might have been in the guidebooks called like Jack or something. At least in the, you know, Natsume translated, dubiously translated, localized ones. But I've seen a couple of different like conflicting names for that, so I don't know if it might have changed in different localizations or different like prints or whatever. And it wasn't mentioned very often, because he's supposed to be a self-insert, you know? It's like player character, but they gave him a name just to be like, well, it would be weird if he didn't have a name. Massive croissant for dinner. Our nutrition is not great. We eat a lot of croissants, a lot of onigiri, steam buns sometimes. Not a lot of like veg per se. Considering we're a farmer, a little suspect. What day is today? Today is the 26th. I forget if it's 30 days or 28 days. I do not remember what the season length is. Alright, quickly. I guess we'll find out. If it's 28 days, it'll end fairly soon. If it's 30 days, not quite. I think today our stream will be a little bit shorter because I don't think we have time to fully finish summer and get the cutscene and stuff. So I think what I may do is when we finish spring, we'll just end, and then that gives us like plenty of time in our final play session to go through everything. And then that way it's not like, oh, I need to feed those friends. That way it's not the end of the world. Because otherwise I think we'd get like a good chunk through summer. And we'd kind of just be like, well, this is only like an hour's worth of playing left. Granted, an hour that don't necessarily have today, but alright, calf. You gotta work with me here, bud. That was so close. We were lucky that Calf did not fully juke me there because it was dubious. Oh my goodness, Calf. He's getting good at not getting the potatoes in his saddlebag. I will say he knows how to avoid it. Terror. Because it's so much money to, like, lose a potato. It's, like, actually crushing. Very brutal. We've now lost so much produce to the ground. I was thinking of making a clip compilation of every time we threw something on the ground by accident and it died. It's a lot, I think. It's a lot of things. We've had many accidents during our playthrough, for sure. I guess I don't actually remember if we got the wood cutting Powerberry? I think we did not. But it is possible that we already did, but I don't know. We're gonna say we're stocking up with wood for winter. That'll be what we say. That's the plan. Oh my goodness, wait, hold on. Eve is in the onsen. Sorry ma'am. We're gonna avert our eyes. Walk away because she is in the nude right now. We're just running right up on her. She probably comes up here because there's not supposed to be anyone here, and then there we were chopping wood. Imagine you're trying to like have a bath. Some dude is just chopping wood next to you in what you thought was a secluded space. Terrifying. And we missed dinner. A rough day. A rough day. Eve's like, this is why I've never trusted men. Never give me a minute alone. To be fair, it is a public onsen. So, there is that. We're not entirely in the wrong. I totally forgot she was up there. We like don't go up there that often. I was taken aback. I was not ready to see Eve in a state of undress in front of us. And I did not want to get in and try and talk to her because that felt very invasive. That felt like not the way. Very ungentlemanly-like behavior. So. Get these chickens fed. Yeah, it's so, I don't know. There's something about having 4 chickens or more that seems very unwieldy, but 3 is like the perfect number, I think. 3, they don't really get in your way, they're just vibing. They have friends. Very important for chickens. Always gotta have a buddy. Don't think we have enough time. If it's 28 days, I don't think we have enough time to plant more crops, so. We'll just go back to the mountain a bit. I do kind of like all the carpenter dudes that like look similar and live in this treehouse and like bunk beds and stuff. They're wild. Very joyful group. Alright. Don't think we'll miss dinner if we go home now. Maybe? Maybe? That'll be our aim. Try not to miss dinner. And upset our wife. The bar's low. Alright, now we wait for our shipper man to show up and tell us, hey, it's 5. And that's how we know, okay, time for bed. Time for dinner and bed. I feel like Koro right now, just passed out on the ground over there. He knows what's up. It's a real Sunday mood. Just vibing in the sun. I mean, I wouldn't go out right now, it's hot, but if it was less toasty and humid, I'd be out there. Alright, 5 p.m. Time for croissant. Today's date? 28th of spring. Alright, now we'll see if it's 30 days after this day. I wonder if all of our excess wood or our excess like fodder plays into the ending cinematic at all. I have no idea. If they're gonna be like, yeah, you're well prepped. Or if they're like, yeah, that doesn't matter. That's not important. Millie. Girl, please. I can't imagine how many is this? 6? I can't imagine having 12 cows in this game. That seems like a lot. Even just the amount of time to like brush and milk them all? That's so many. Like, I can barely handle 1 plus 3 chickens. I guess maybe if you like stop growing crops altogether. But even then, I don't know. That seems unwieldy. And you need so much, like, grass for your hay. It would be a lot. Oops. Double tapped that A. Now I gotta go get another one. Farther up the mountain. It was easy back when Nina was, like, not married to us. Because she liked flowers, but after she gets married, she doesn't like flowers. And the flowers are so accessible on the mountain. They're, like, right over here. Next to the pond. So they're super easy to grab quickly. Everything else is like kind of a hike. Kind of got to go up the mountain. Arrow woke up Pickles. Now she's crying. He spooked her awake. Or Bean. She's very melodramatic. When she feels like she wants attention, she kind of goes big about it. Cries, makes a whole scene. And then she gets what she wants, so I guess it works, but probably shouldn't work as well as it does. Probably not good. She's now very spoiled. But she's very cute. So, it's hard to say no to her. It's not even just us that spoils her. Her vet spoils her too. So she gets spoiled by everyone. Even every time we've had to go to the vet, even in an emergency, the vet techs are like, she's so fluffy, and they give her so many pets. And I'm like, this child, it's all going to her head. Her ego grows and grows. Soon she'll be unstoppable. Alright, got our croissant. Time for bed. Alright, what day is today? Oh, it's the 29th. Okay, so it does go to the 30th. Nice. Let's plant seeds. We can't plant any seeds, Nina. I love you, girl, but they're gonna die. There's a hard time limit on everything. It would be nice if there were some multi-season crops, especially the corn. I kind of wish the corn could go to fall in this game, but it can't. It's only a single season. It is one of those that produces multiple times. It's an indeterminate plant in here, but sadly, it just takes a super long time to grow, so it's not as profitable. I mean, I think it's still pretty profitable in the long run, but a little brutal. Especially if you're like me and you accidentally scythe one of your corn plants. Actual travesty. After it's like well into its growing too. It's one thing to do it when it's like 2 days old, but not us. We went big. How much fodder do we even have? We have a good bit of fodder. We have a lot stored up. I live in the mountains hunting animals. Eve always tells me to come down to the town, but I won't change my lifestyle. I think that's Eve's dad? The hunter? And he just like is kind of a wild man who lives up here, I guess, doing his hunting and trapping and stuff. I think that's also why Eve has like abandonment issues. She's like one of the few that I think her heart can actually degrade when you're married. She's like the hard mode wife. Nina is just feral, but she's not actually a hard mode wife. She's pretty chill. She's pretty easy to get gifts for. Pretty dependable. Even if you do what we did where you like tank her heart level, it's like not so hard to get it back up. Just some gifts. We just fed her a bunch of fodder. Many days. It's kind of weird that the girls like even accept fodder as a gift that they like. Like, I can't imagine accepting hay if someone just came up to me and was like, here's one flake of hay. I'd be like, thank you. This is really odd, but I guess I appreciate the sentiment. Definitely a strange one, though. Wait, how much money do we have? Hold on. How rich are we? 76,000 gold is a lot of gold. I wonder if we can get to 100,000 by the time that the end comes. I don't know. Maybe with the crops we can. We might be able to do that. Because that would be nice. That'd be a nice goal. Be wealthy. Not normally getting wealthy being a farmer, but would be nice. Regardless of what farming sims try and tell us, as we're like swimming in cash. Not the case in real life. Unlikely to be rich if you're a farmer. Sika, hello! Welcome in! How are you? Happy Sunday. We are just finishing up spring in Harvest Moon SNES. Our final spring, actually. So, kind of bittersweet, kind of sad. Doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Yes, I am. Keeping cool in my house, even though it is hot outside. So, glad to be playing video games. Just chilling. Some cleaning I have to do later, but I'm putting it off for now. But yeah, so we've just been vibing. We sold one of our chickens because I couldn't remember if we had gotten the last secret. I think that we had, though. So now we're down to 3. We still have our 1 cow. We caught a mole in our hands and we tried to put it in our house, and it burrowed into the ground. So I guess we found out you can't keep moles as pets, but we tried. Give it a good old college try. What else? We saw our final festival, because summer doesn't have any festivals, so we went to the Flower Fest. We danced with Nina. Gave her some perfume. So yeah, it's been fun, but kinda bittersweet. Kinda sad. Now we're just haying, as you do. Classic summer move. Or spring move, I guess. Actually, it's more of a summer vibe, but doing our haying. Someone hayed one of their fields recently near me, actually. I, like, drove by and then was like, oh, dang. Everything's all baled up. Haying very much. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you need a lot of hay. We don't have that many animals that need hay, but you need a lot. Cows eat a lot. Nina is pregnant. She's been telling us to think of names for the baby. I don't know that we're gonna get to see the baby born, though. The game might end before that. But we're glad that we at least got her to be pregnant, because otherwise it would have been kind of sad. I had totally forgotten that that was a thing, and had not hit any of her, like, heart thresholds that she needed, and we had done a bunch of going to bed way after her, which tanks her levels, so that was on us. That was unfortunately our bad. So now we're just vibing, waiting for the day to end, and then we're gonna get into summer. We might start our summer crops off, get ourselves, like, in a good spot, probably, like, the first day of summer or so. Because I always hate ending on a day where you have to do a bunch of stuff, because anytime I come back to the game, it takes me a second to, like, re-pick up what we were doing, so if I have to, like, actually get things done, not always the best. Actually, see, so let's see, tomorrow should be Friday the 1st. Everything will be open, so we have to go grab our crop plans. Alright, shipper is here. Now we go inside our badly painted house that we whitewashed terribly. Honestly, a shameful job. Alright. Alright, it's the first of summer. The final season. This is it. Okay, I have all of Millie's stuff. So I'll quickly take care of our animals, then we'll go buy seeds, and then we can handle the digging and stuff. It's been hot recently. Truer words have never been spoken. Yeah, even 1996 Harvest Moon SNES had the forethought to be like, this will be true someday. Someone will play this and be like, you know what? You're right. Luckily, it's gonna get cooler for us this week. We're at the tail end of our like really warm bit of our heat wave, and it's not even that hot. It's like low 90s. It just hasn't cooled off. It's like been in the 70s at night, which is warm for us. We don't normally go that high. So I'm looking forward to the heat wave breaking. I'm excited about that. It's gonna be getting hotter for us, sadly. That sounds horrific. I'm sorry that is happening to you. How hot is it already by you? Like, what is hotter? What level are we talking? We're gonna get 3 of these, 3 corn. It's always a little clunky that you can't like, you can't get like multiples. You have to just buy 1 of each over and over. Only in the high 80s, low 90s. Northwest isn't too hot in comparison, but that just means we aren't used to the heat. In a week, it's gonna get to high 1. No thank you. That's a hard no. 100 degrees is like unfathomably high to me. That's beyond too hot. So yeah, that's gonna be a no for me. That's awful though. I'm sorry you guys are dealing with that. Let me get out my... Let's first grab the corn, I guess. And then water it. And then we can do tomatoes. At least it wasn't like last year's massive heat wave that was actually record-breaking temps at my locale. Yeah, no thank you. Record-breaking temperatures, as far as highs? Ain't about that. Lows, sometimes I can handle. I'm a cold weather person, so I generally don't mind that, but highs? No. No thank you. Just throwing this fence, like, away. I'm gonna have to, oh, grab the mole. You live out here, mole. Good luck. Gonna have to remove some of these fence pieces, I think. Yeah, let's just remove this one too. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay. Time to get my seeds, plant them, water them, grab the tomato seeds. From what I've read, it actually beat out the previous hottest day by 1 degree. That was nearly 40 years ago. Too much. That gets a no from me. Can't handle that. I don't know. Can't handle temperatures like that. Alright, let me get the hammer. I think I gotta kill some of these... fences. It's gonna get dark. We're just dealing with it. Yeah. We missed dinner, but we'll get our stuff for Millie. Make sure that we're all set up for success. Rip dinner, yeah, RIP our croissant. Tragic. Alright. Alright. So, I think we're gonna probably end out here just so, because we don't really have time to do the full end of the game, full playthrough of Summer. So I think what we'll do is we'll end here, and then on Tuesday when we come back, that way we have full time to play through the full end of Summer and like the end of the game and get the cutscene and all that good stuff. So let me do some swapping quickly over. Gonna just do this, swap some stuff around. So this is our schedule for next week. You guys get to see it first. That's the way. Oh no, Ness, you just got here. I'm just about to end, yes, the scheduled stream. Yeah, I'm about to end. We're ending a little early because I was setting up for the final playthrough of SNES Harvest Moon on Tuesday. So, Monday and Wednesday, we are going to be back with our normal, very early in the morning Stardew streams. Do not sweat if you can't make them. That is more for like people in the European time zones who had trouble making some of our other streams. So please do not feel like you have to wake up early and come join. Of course, you're always welcome to come sit in, have a coffee, chill out, but it is very early for some of you West Coast folks, so don't sweat it. The VODs will always be up on YouTube. They're obviously up on Twitch as well immediately after, so either way. And then we're going to be back on Tuesday doing our very final playthrough of Harvest Moon SNES, the final season. We'll be there doing Summer and then doing the cutscene. I might get a little emotional, I might cry, because I'm getting really attached to this game, so that's going to be cool. And then Thursday, we'll be back doing Mahjong, our normal time, and then on Sunday, we are going to be in playing Dinkum again. I've been doing a lot of work on our farm. I got a chicken. We'll see how we get on there. It should be fun though. I'm excited to show you guys what I have been working on and getting through some of the grindy bits. But yeah, otherwise, thank you guys so much for coming out today. It was a really fun time. We got a whole bunch done. played through our final spring season, had our final festival, caught a mole, tried to make it our pet and put it in our house. The game didn't allow it, but we tried. Let me take a super quick look and see if anyone is around. I don't normally have raid targets on Sundays, because not a lot of people I know play things that are similar. But I will take a look. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anyone playing anything like super similar or necessarily like that cozy that I know of. So I'm probably gonna put us on a stream ending screen. But yes, next few streams should be fun. They should definitely be good. Obviously, you guys don't know, here are my other social links in case you want them. Obviously, I post a bunch of stuff on Twitter. We've got the YouTube for VODs. I also do highlights. I just posted the highlights for Lemon Cake, so in case you were like, wow, Raz, that was like many hours of playing through Lemon Cake. I put a whole clip highlights of all of the like main moments in that game and like some of the funny stuff that happened. So we got that on YouTube, and then we've also got a Discord. You're welcome to join. We talk about gardening and cozy games and Mahjong and stuff like that in there, so you're always welcome to come by. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for hopping in and joining me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning for more Sunrise Stardew.